Now, her stay in number 10 Downing Street lasted just 45 days before Liz Truss was forced to stand down as Prime Minister in 2022 following a mini-budget that sparked that economic turmoil.
Now, in a new interview ahead of the release of her book, she's revealed her hopes for a Donald Trump victory in the US election and that she would welcome Nigel Farage as a Tory MP. She's been speaking to our political editor, Chris Mason.
Talk directly to the viewer, the listener, who, whatever their politics, says that your time as Prime Minister left the UK as an international laughingstock.
Well, I don't think that's true. And
but you lasted for all the stuff about the lasting less time than a lettuce.
This is just pathetic, point scoring.
Address directly our viewer or listener who looks back 18 months and remembers that mini budget and blames you for mortgages going sky high, for the country feeling poorer, for the economy getting into a spin, and say that you were the author of that and it was a disaster.
Well, the mortgages getting higher was a phenomenon that was happening around the world. Interest rates were going up. They'd been too low for too long. And in fact, it was a failure of the Bank of England not to put them up earlier, which would have helped stemmed inflation.
But it was your actions that led to that spiralling economic mess.
Well, I don't agree with that. Well,
the markets went into turmoil. You had to sack your Chancellor. You were gone within a few weeks.
Well, what happened was we put forward the mini-budget, which was about addressing the economic problems Britain had. Because the fact is, growth was not high enough. There wasn't enough money coming into the exchequer. That meant squeezes on public services. You had the Bank of England, which was running monetary policy, actively not supporting what the government was doing.
Do you think Andrew Bailey, the governor, should be out?
Well, I don't support his continuation in the job, no. We didn't know. We were sitting on a tinderbox. And
which you set fire to.
Well,
I just wonder if it all sounds
I'm
like
not
you're
sure
looking for somebody else to blame.
Well, I do believe that. I mean, what I am saying is yes.
It was somebody else's fault.
Well, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and nobody's perfect. It's all very well saying, Liz, do you accept any of the blame? I'm frankly not going to let them get off the hook.
You talk in the book about the deep state. I mean, isn't that to indulge in conspiracy theory kind of quackery?
Well, it's a description of a group of people, an orthodoxy, a groupthink, that is not accountable to electors.
You offer plenty of praise of Donald Trump in the book. Do you hope he wins again in the autumn?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I believe that we need a strong America. Under Donald Trump, when he was president of the United States, the world was safer.
Let's talk about a couple of things in the news this week. The smoking ban that Rishi Sunak is suggesting, this idea that over time a growing amount of the population can no longer legally buy cigarettes. You're not a fan. Does this suggest that Rishi Sunak, in your view, is a Conservative in name only?
My view is that we should absolutely protect children from damage and danger while they are developing decision-making capabilities. But we're a free country. We shouldn't be telling people not to smoke. And I worry about where it will lead,
So
whether we'll be getting a sugar allowance every week or a certain number of drinks we're allowed to have.
Go on, indulge me with an answer to my question. Is Rishi Sunak insufficiently conservative?
I don't know why this policy has been brought forward, but I think the policy is unconservative and we are ill-advised to be pursuing it.
Let's talk then about the future of the Conservative Party. Would Nigel Farage be a welcome addition to the parliamentary
I think
Conservative
he would
Party?
be. I think it would be good if he joined the Conservative Party.
And became an MP?
Well, if he joined the Conservative Party, I would support him becoming an MP, yes.
Why?
Because I think he believes in Conservative values. I think it's a shame he's not in the Conservative Party.
We're grateful for your time, Liz Truss. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can watch the full interview with Liz Truss. It's on BBC iPlayer and on the BBC iPlayer app. And her book is called 10 Years to Save the West.
And what we played just then was just a snapshot. I think Chris and Liz Truss spoke for about 50 minutes or so, and the whole thing's on newscast as well. So, yeah, give it a listen. Interesting.